Dooby. All right, let's roll the Romney.
Okay, we're live streaming. Welcome to the voting session of the Environment and Transportation Committee. I'm the chair, Kumar Barve. I'm joined by my vice chairman, Dana Stein, and by the bulk of my committee who are streaming in right now. We're going to begin by taking up the bills that have been withdrawn by sponsors first. And so on the third page of the voting list, you will see House Bill 129, House Bill 249, and House Bill 10881, all three of which have been withdrawn by their sponsors. So I would like to do a roll call vote. The motion is, here, let me admit somebody. The motion is motion unfavorable, withdrawn by sponsor. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Trish, roll call.
Vice Chair Stein,
Yes.
Holmes, Learman,
Yes.
Fraser Hidalgo,
Yes.
Otto, Jacobs,
Yes.
Weibel,
Yes.
Ampray,
Yes.
Siliberti,
Yes.
Wells,
She had a doctor's appointment, so she'll be mark her as excused.
Love,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Parrott, Boyce, Clark,
Yes, that was on mute. That was a yes.
Jalisi, Anderton, should I take him as a yes, even though he's there? He's not, he's in the meeting, but he's not physically there.
What do you mean? Is he not in his seat or?
He's not in his seat.
Well, you can't assume he's voting one way or the other. I see
All right.
Boyce is here, though. You might want to take her vote.
Okay, Boyce. Okay,
Which-
Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy,
You're muted.
Yes.
and Chairman.
Chairman votes yes.
Mr. Chairman, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay, you want to vote for the unfavorable motion?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, mark him as a yes. Who else is missing? We've got Boyce.
So I'm missing Holmes, Parrott,
Jalisi.
Jalisi, and Anderton.
I'm here. I was a yes.
Oh, Parrott's here. So Jalisi, Anderton, and Holmes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's proceed to House Bill 2. This is a bill that I'm putting on the voting list. It was discussed in the subcommittee, and the chairman of the Appropriations Committee passed it and wanted us to pass it this week as well. Delegate Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 2 makes overarching changes to the governance and administration of the Maryland Environmental Service, including altering the composition, selection, and standard of conduct for the MES board, adding new spending and contracting restrictions, prohibiting the award of specified severance packages to former MES executives, requiring the director to appoint a diversity officer, instituting new training and required policies, and making other changes. There are amendments. Amendment number 1 is technical. Amendment number 2 makes this an emergency bill and makes changes to the structure of MES, including board members, titles, duties, qualifications, term limits, training, and policies. It also requires independent board assessments, audits, reports, board member evaluations, and other transparency measures, and requires the notification and approval of expenses over certain thresholds. Mr. Chairman, as you noted, we did discuss the amendments in the bill in subcommittee. We didn't have a chance to vote on the amendments or the bill, but I move favorable on the amendments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion on the amendments?
Yeah, I have some, Mr. Chairman.
Go for it.
Delegate Stein,
Yes.
in my notes, and the hearing was in appropriations, so we didn't get to see it, or at least I didn't. There were favorable with amendments from MES and also AFSCME. Did the amendments that you offered, did they address their concerns?
I can't speak to ASME, but I know that MES and the administration are in support of the bill as amended.
Thank you very much.
Let me
Mr.
see.
Chairman.
Well, hold on. I want to see what the order is. Hold on. May as well do this. Delegate Otto, then Delegate Weigel.
All right. My question is very much the same as Delegate Jacobs. I was concerned that I think there was a threshold on the what they had to put out to bid or something, and the nature of their work, they have to act swiftly in some things. And I think one of the amendments would raise that. I think it was 25,000, like to 250 or something like.
Yeah, Delegate, with as amended, the board of MES has to approve any non-emergency expenditure that exceeds $200,000.
Okay.
An original bill is 25,000, but it was
Yeah.
increased. Yeah,
I think that was a legitimate concern they brought forward, and
yes.
I'm good.
And
Thank you.
and now the amendment also says that the board just needs to be notified of any
Mhm.
non-emergency expenditure that exceeds $25,000.
All right.
Required.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Delegate Weigel. You need to unmute yourself, Will.
Well, sometimes the space bar works, sometimes it doesn't. My question wasn't necessarily on the amendment, but could you share with us the vote in appropriations?
Kristen, do you have that?
I do. Give me 1 second. I think it was unanimous of those present, but let me pull it up. Yeah, it was 19-0, so it was unanimous, and there was 4 not voting that were absent, so it was unanimous of those present.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, on the amendments, any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before us is amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Discussion on the bill is amended. All right, we'll proceed to a vote. Let's do another roll call, Trish.
Okay, watch for the waiting room. Delegate Holmes was going to come in.
Okay.
Vice Chair Stein,
Yes.
Holmes, still absent. Lehrman,
Yes.
Fraser Hidalgo,
Yes.
Otto,
Yes.
Jacobs,
Yes.
Weibel,
Yes.
Ampray,
Yes.
Siliberti,
Yes.
Wells, Love,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Stewart,
That was a yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
Parrot,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Jalisi, absent. Anderton, still not in the chair. Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Chairman votes yes. Texting these people. Is Jalisi Holmes and who else is missing? Anderton?
Anderton is in the meeting, but not in his chair.
Okay, well,
And then Wells, who's excused.
right, because she had a medical appointment. Well, we're voting. Oh, okay, where's, did you say that Holmes was entering?
Yeah, I don't see him yet though, so.
Okay, well, let's go to House Bill 33 because that's one of Dana's bills, right?
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill was jointly assigned with ECM, which voted unfavorable. But the bill did not go to our subcommittee.
Oh, right, because it was unfavorable in ECM.
That's right.
So you want to move unfavorable? What do you want to do? Move
Yes, I'll
unfavorable?
move unfavorable.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Dave, you want to speak?
I do. Last year, we had the same situation. I think the difference is that this year, it was voted down in ECM by a vote of 13-8, I believe. And last year, we did a similar thing where we kind of did a bit of a protest. I know there's not a whole lot we can do because it's jointly assigned, but I will be voting against the unfavorable on this bill. And I don't think it really matters no matter what the vote is because it came out of ECM that way. But I guess that's more of a protest vote for me because I think that this is a good policy moving forward. It's actually policy that we have to do in order to move forward. So I'll be voting against
Delegate Stewart.
in favor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you hear me okay? I know my volume wasn't great on that last vote. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just wanted to echo Delegate Frazier Hidalgo's comments. I'll also be voting against the unfavorable. I think even though obviously there won't be any practical effect because ECM already voted it down, I think it's an important step forward for the bill that at least one committee voice its support. And I think that if we're going to get serious about the climate crisis that we're in the midst of, we have to start holding climate polluters responsible for their malfeasance and their misconduct. So I'll be proudly voting against the unfavorable, and I hope folks join me.
Okay. Anyone else before we vote? Oh, Delegate Lehman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted someone to clarify whether ECM is primary and we're secondary.
Yes, they're primary, we're secondary.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, in fact, on the voting list where it says jointly assigned, the little p after ECM and appropriations means that they were primary. Okay, Trish, roll call. See if Holmes showed up.
Vice Chair Stein,
Yes.
Okay.
Delegate Holmes. Lear,
No.
Frazier Hidalgo,
No.
Otto,
Charles? Are you muted, Charles?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Jacobs,
This is on the unfavorable, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Not used to voting yes.
Weigel,
Ditto, yes.
Lamprey.
No.
Lamprey is no.
Mhm.
I'm going to let Delegate Holmes in.
Ah, good.
Lamprey, Silberti,
Yes.
Wells, Love,
No.
Ruth,
No.
Raymond,
Lehman,
Oh, I'm sorry. I was expecting Stewart. No.
Harrison,
Yes.
did you get skipped over, Vaughn?
Yes, that's why I was thrown off.
oh, I guess I already had him as a nay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, I said it earlier, but officially,
Right,
Yeah.
right. Layman. Okay. Harrison was yes. Teresa,
No.
Parrot,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Jalisi, still gone. Anderton, still gone. Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy,
Yes.
Austin, do you have all that data I asked?
Mr. Chairman.
Well, I'm going to vote yes, and since Holmes is here, we should, I will explain to Delegate Holmes that the
Any idea where it is?
economic, hey,
Yes, I don't know. It's not on my.
Barry, hold on, let me.
I'll mute him. I'll
I
mute him.
muted him. So ECM voted unfavorable. So I'm going to be voting yes for the unfavorable, but a number of people wanted to vote no to still register their support for the bill, even though it's not going to go anywhere. So it's an unfavorable motion. Marvin, what do you want to do?
I vote yes.
Okay. Okay, so doesn't matter what the margin was, but what was the margin, Trish?
I had 13-8.
Okay, 13 yes? 13,
13 yes.
13 yes, okay.
It was, so
All right, Delegate House Bill 50.
better.
Yeah,
Delegate
that's mine.
Holmes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I need to apologize to everyone for being tardy. I thought we were going at 1:30. House Bill 50, Mr. Chair.
That is mine, I think. Unmute. Hello?
I'm sorry.
House Bill 50.
It's no,
Okay, it's minus 501, but the one didn't show up on the screen. Sorry.
House Bill 50 was voted out of the subcommittee favorable with amendments. And the first amendment is technical. The second amendment requires a landlord to use the racial utility billing system, which we all refer to as RUBS, for the tenants utilities. Provide a prospective tenant with information regarding the billing utility where applicable. Amendment number 3 provides that a local law or ordinance applicable to use of a racial utility billing system must provide for more stringent conditions than those under the established bill. And amendment number 4 corrects inconsistency in the bill as introduced. And the last amendment was just taking timeframes like months and putting it into days as is consistent with a lot of other local landlord tenant issues. I see that the sponsor has a question.
well, first of all, are you going to move the amendments?
I move the amendments, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second? Okay, Delegate Stewart.
It's on the bill.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair.
Well, no, we haven't voted on the amendments yet. And I think Delegate Jacobs has a question on the amendments.
Yes,
Okay.
on the amendments.
Yes.
I have in my notes that there were amendments from MMHA and Maryland Building Industry. Were those the amendments addressed in the 4 amendments that you offered?
Matthew, can you address that, please, while I look for it?
The second amendment addresses a portion of the MMHA request, and I believe they worked with the sponsor on the bill. There was one element of the MMHA amendment that was not included, and that was a limitation on provision of documents if the tenant makes a request made within 7 days from the date the landlord provides the tenant a bill. That portion was not included.
And they had they had 2 sections to it. We did take the second part of their amendment, which was the months to days scenario.
And how about the Maryland Building Industry?
Matthew?
Yes. So MBIA supported the MMHA amendments, so it would be the same answer.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Move the bill as amended, I'm sorry. Did we move the amendments yet?
Not yet.
I move the amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay, any further discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the bill? Delegate Vaughn, Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So yeah, I just wanted to thank the subcommittee chair for his work on the amendments. I did meet with the stakeholders, namely the builders and MMHA on amendments. I was able to adopt a few of those. I think that they're, fine with the direction the bill took. And I just also want to remind all my colleagues across the aisle that every single one of you voted for this bill without those MMHA amendments last session, both in the committee on the floor. This bill actually passed the House unanimously last session, and I appreciate all of your support, and I hope I will have it again. Thank you.
Any further discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Who's opposed?
Parrot.
Delegate Parrott is opposed. Are either Delegate Jalisi or Anderton present, or Wells? I guess.
I just let Wells in. Do you want to counter for this vote?
Only if she wants to vote yes. Melissa?
Yes, what bill are we on?
We're on House Bill 50. It's Vaughn Stewart bill, the Tenant Rights and Protections Act.
I don't know about that one. Okay, I vote yes. I vote yes.
Okay, that's what
Thank
I
you.
thought. Okay, thank you. Okay, next bill. The bill passes. House Bill 104, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 104 passed out favorably with an amendment from the subcommittee. As amended, the bill alters statutory provisions that specify the amount of time prior to the expiration of a tenancy that a landlord is required to provide written notice to a tenant of the intent to repossess the property. The bill has statewide, amendment number 1 makes stylistic changes. Amendment number 2 establishes notice periods in terms of calendar days. Oops, I'm sorry. Amendment number 3 makes clarifying changes. Move the amendments, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the amendments? All right, let's vote on the amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have the ayes have it.
Move those amended, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the bill as it has been amended? No. Roll.
Vice Chair Stein,
Yes.
Holmes,
Yes.
Learman,
Yes.
Fraser Hidalgo,
Dave?
Yes. Sorry.
Senator Squire.
Otto,
No.
Jacobs,
No.
Wyval,
Sorry, but I can only convince myself to vote for one Stewart bill per day. No.
Amprey,
Yes.
Siliberti,
That was a no.
All right. Net.
Yes.
Love,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Lehman,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Tarassa,
Yes.
Parrot,
No.
Boyce,
Yes.
Clark,
No.
Jalisi, Anderton, Gilchrist,
Yes.
Healy.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman votes yes. What's the vote count?
16-6.
Okay. House Bill 214. That would be, who has that? Riparian rights. That's
Chairman.
Vice Chair. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. This bill is not taken up by the subcommittee. There are two other bills relating to riparian rights that will be taken up at the subcommittee, but the cross-file for this bill received an unfavorable report, so therefore the motion is unfavorable.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion is unfavorable for a bill whose Senate cross-file failed. Any discussion on the bill itself? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. The motion is unfavorable. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, so opposed would be Otto, Wyval, Jay, what about you? Nope, okay. Parrott, anyone else opposed to the bill aside from Otto, Wyval, and Parrott? Opposed to the unfavorable motion, rather.
Ciliberti.
Ciliberti. Okay, unfavorable motion carries. House Bill 383, Page.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 383 was voted unfavorably from the subcommittee.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the bill? If not, we'll proceed to a vote.
Mr. Chair.
Doug Stewart?
Yes, sorry to interrupt. The sponsor of the bill reached out to me and asked me to special order the bill because he wanted to have a conversation with the committee chair about amendments. I've spoken with the subcommittee chair about that suggestion for a special order. I understand that the subcommittee has already taken a lot of time on this bill. So I would like to request a special order, but only if you, Mr. Chair, and also the chair of the subcommittee don't find it too burdensome.
Well, what say you, DFH?
I think that the subcommittee has spent a significant amount of time on this particular bill. But
did you ask the sponsor for amendments?
I did. I did. The sponsor was going to get me some amendments. I'm not sure if what the workload of the sponsor is, but I haven't received those amendments yet. We've held the bill multiple times in subcommittee, so I will leave it. I'll leave it to the pleasure of the chair. If you'd like us to take it back up, we can. Otherwise, I mean, we have put in a good amount of work into this bill already.
I think you've made a good faith effort with the sponsor and we passed one of his other bills. So I would prefer for it not to be held.
That's fine with me. I withdraw.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
All right. Motion is unfavorable. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to the unfavorable motion? Okay, the unfavorable motion carries unanimously among those present. House Bill 501.
There we are. Now that's me. Okay, let's see if we can find it.
Oh, I see. You thought that 50 was 501. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it was just a mistake. It was the way it showed up on my screen.
It was a Mindo.
Because I didn't read it, I just looked at the number. So now this is House Bill 501, which is a bi-county bill for Montgomery, Prince George's County. It requires respondent in a complaint reviewed by WSSC Board of Ethics, who is found to have filed a required financial disclosure statement late to pay a fee of $5 for each day, up to a maximum of $500. And this is supported by both delegations. So the motion is favorable, no amendments.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. The motion is favorable. All those in favor of the favorable motion signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries. House Bill 560.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 560 received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the unfavorable motion? Okay, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The unfavorable motion carries. Let's go now to House Bill 564, that would be you, Dave, right?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. House Bill 564, otherwise known as MC 04-21, was voted favorably out of subcommittee with no amendments.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any debate on House Bill 564?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Delegate Otto.
and that this is photo enforcement.
Dave, why don't you go?
I'll go through it. Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sure, Delegate Otto. HB 564 authorizes Montgomery County to designate Montgomery County Department of Transportation instead of the Montgomery County Police Department to implement the county's automated enforcement program, including traffic control signals, monitoring systems, red light cameras, school bus monitoring cameras, speed monitoring systems, speed cameras, and work zone speed cameras. The bill establishes these new authorizations under essentially the same parameters as those existing for law enforcement agencies under the current law. Essentially, all the bill does is move the programs from the Department of Police to the Department of Transportation within Montgomery County. Does that answer your question, Delegate Otto?
So you have these authorities already?
We have all of these authorities already. It does not grant any other authorities in any way whatsoever. It just transfers the authority from the Department of Police to the Department of Transportation, and it's enabling. So it doesn't affect the program. If you're asking whether this adds additional cameras, no, it does not add additional cameras. It just changes who's going to manage the program.
All right. Good job.
Delegate Parrott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is AAA still opposed to this bill?
My understanding, yes, they are still opposed to this bill.
And I guess their main concern is taking it from a sworn officer to a civilian actually issuing tickets. Is that right?
That's one of their concerns. They had a couple of different concerns. I think that's one of their concerns.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions or debate about this bill? Okay, seeing, put your hand down there. Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No.
Okay, so Jacobs, Otto, Wyvil, Parrott, Clark, Siliberti. If I missed any other Republicans who want to vote against?
Man, I voted for Sunday hunting in every jurisdiction.
Is this a local bill?
It is a local bill.
Man,
Local
look.
bills become statewide pretty soon.
They
Go.
do. Absolutely, they do.
They metastasize.
I'm making it a habit to really honor local control because nobody knows what a county needs better than the people who live in that county or city. So I don't know what to do. Oh, wait, I got a constituent calling. Sorry.
Chicken.
Okay, he's abstaining.
Abstaining, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He's absent. He's
bill
not
passes.
abstaining, he's absent.
Yeah.
Who can vote on this?
What do you mean, who can
County
vote on
council
it?
For
would-
districts, or did the whole county vote on this?
The Montgomery County Council would decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next bill, House Bill 574, I want to hold until the next voting session. House Bill 794.
Okay. Hang on. That's mine. It's a
that's
local
you.
bill. And the subcommittee met on this also. This is a straightforward sheriff's salary increase in Carroll County. And the recommendation is favorable with no amendments.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Carl, you can come back now. Good local bill for you, cornbread. Come on, brother. Oh, look at him pretending to talk on the phone. Okay. All right. Okay.
I was pretending that was real.
Okay. 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 All those in favor of House Bill 794 signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the bill carries, unanimous among those present. Jay, are you back at all? Jay Jalisi? Okay, still not here. And okay, House Bill 800.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 800 as amended requires DNR to develop a mobile app for use by an individual in the waters of the state. The app would include items like where aquaculture leases are, registered pound net sites, other locations DNR deems relevant. Move the amendments, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill's before amended. Is there a second?
Second.
I gotta say, that app is awesome. You guys need to see this app. It is freaking awesome.
You should see what's to come next year.
Okay, on the bill, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
What stupid people wish to say no?
Leading the witness.
Bill passes unanimously among those present. House
Thank
Bill
you.
94, not at all. I mean, honestly, the next time our committee goes out on the eastern, out on the Chesapeake Bay, and we're doing what we're doing post-COVID, I want to see this in action. I really do. So, okay, House Bill 942.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 942 received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the unfavorable motion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion passes unanimously among those present. Delegate Jalisi with us yet?
He just got in.
Okay. Jay?
Yes, sir.
We're voting on House Bill 942. It's a Conaway bill, unfavorable motion. Everybody's voted no so far. Would you like to be added with them, or do you want to vote for it?
No.
Okay. No on the bill, not no, he doesn't want to be added. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. House Bill 960.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 960 received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the unfavorable motion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion signify by saying
Aye.
Aye.
any opposed? The unfavorable motion carries unanimously among those present. House Bill 961. And
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to put this one on hold for the purpose of amendments.
okay.
Thank you.
All right, we'll hold that bill. 992.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 992 as amended. This bill changes the manner in which members of the Board of Maryland Environmental Trust are selected. The amendments repeal and code the provision that requires 10 members to be a quorum. Move the amendment.
Second.
And there's a second. Any discussion on the amendment? Delegate Otto.
I understand the Senate bill was pulled on this bill. Is that having?
Yeah, that's right, Delegate. The Senate bill was pulled before the hearing. So I think we'll keep working on this and have a hearing on the Senate if this bill is successful over here.
So explain to me again what the amendment does.
In the code, the code requires that the board have 10 members for a quorum. It is a 19-member board. Unfortunately, though, we're not often at the full complement of 19.
Mhm.
So by doing this, we let the board's bylaws rule for the quorum.
So it's a simple majority, not a constitutional majority? Is that what the amendment does?
My understanding right now in the bylaws, that also has 10. So the board would, I suspect would, they would consider a majority of the current serving members of the board.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, on the, any more discussion on the amendment? Okay.
Not on the amendment.
Okay, we'll proceed to a vote on the amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye, opposed no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. Bills before us is amended. Is there a second?
I just had a question on the bill.
Right, I need somebody to second the.
Second.
Delegate Parrott.
Thank you. I'm looking at how people are appointed. Looks like that's part of the bill. And it looks like it used to be that the trustees selected one of 3 people that were submitted by the president of the Senate or the governor. But now it looks like the president of the Senate just appoints one person who's definitely on. How does that look like in practice?
Right. Well, that's what the bill does. The bill would say the governor selects 2, the president 1, the speaker 1. Under current law, the speaker as is written, they send over 3 names and the picks one. And what we've discovered in actual practice is that doesn't work so well. The governor, the president, and the speaker, I mean, they're looking for people to volunteer to do work on these boards. And basically they're telling them, well, we can nominate you, but you don't have, actually your chances is less than 50-50 that the board will select you. And so what's actually been working in practice is, the governor and the president and the speakers sort of, they nominate, but it's clear what the name is. So this adjusts to what the practical situation is.
That sounds good. Thanks.
Okay, any further discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, no. The bill passes. What is my computer doing here? Anyway, stupid computer. Okay, the bill passes. Let's proceed to House Bill 1201, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 1201 received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the unfavorable motion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The unfavorable motion carries. House Bill 1218, Delegate Holmes.
House Bill 1218 received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the unfavorable motion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any opposed? Okay, the unfavorable motion carries unanimously among those present. House Bill 1220.
House Bill 1220, Mr. Chair, received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The unfavorable motion carries unanimously among those present. House Bill 1273, Delegate Holmes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 1273 received an unfavorable report from the subcommittee, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the unfavorable motion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the unfavorable motion, unfavorable reports signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The unfavorable motion carries unanimously among those present, which I think is everybody actually. So it's unanimous. Okay, good work, people. We'll have a public hearing at 1:30 in 45 minutes. I'll see you then. So I have time to go walk my dogs. Okay.